The item of value. Yeah, that's the big one. I want to get with real estate agents, good real estate agents, but I need like a item of value, something sets me apart, makes me different, unique, unusual, special, makes them think, yeah, I want to work with that guy or gal for sure. That's what we're going to talk about here today on the Mortgage Loan Officer Podcast. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm your host, Frank Garay. Happy to be here. We're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. I was inspired to do this podcast today because on our live Loan Officer Breakfast Club program that we have, if you're not doing that, I really recommend you do. It's every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. It's a live 30-minute Zoom call, absolutely free. And we go over a lot of great stuff. It's free coaching. That's what it is. It's amazing. The people that join us there are, tell us all the time how much value they get out of it and how it's changed their lives. We hear it literally every day. I'm not kidding. I had a guy call me just the other weekend. It was about a week ago. It was on a Saturday. Called me he just wanted to say, hey, Frank, just want to let you know that I super appreciate everything you're doing. And just thanks. That's it. I was like, wow, that was really kind of you. That was it. So it's really, really cool. Go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com to register and you can join there too. It'll send you the ongoing Zoom links for every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. Anyway, one of the things we do on Loan Officer Breakfast Clubs, we have something we call Kristen's Corner, where our marketing animal, one of our marketing animal superheroes over there, Kristen Simpson, goes through the Loan Officer Breakfast Club Facebook group. There's another thing you should probably join the Loan Officer Breakfast Club Facebook group. It's free. There's like 18,000 of us in there right now. And by the way, on the live calls at Breakfast Club, on the Zoom itself, we'll have about 400 or so, and then we'll have about another 150 watching on a couple of our Facebook groups that we stream to. It's about 600 people a day, average. That would just be average. Sometimes we have a lot more that are on Breakfast Club. And in the Facebook group for Breakfast Club, we have over 18,000 originators that signed up there, have joined there. When you join there, we have to get an NMLS number and make sure you're actually a loan officer. So it's all loan officers that are in there. And at any rate, superhero Kristen goes through the Facebook group quite often and just looks to see what people are talking about in there. A lot of times people ask questions and, hey, this happened or that happened. How would you handle this? How would you handle that? She came across a post where a gentleman named Lenny said that, hey, I've got this real estate agent who is he's what we call a qualified agent in marketing animals. In other words, he does plenty of buyer business. So he's worthy of reaching out to and trying to build a relationship with because he has business, right? We believe in working with agents that have business. Nothing wrong with newbies and struggle bunnies that are trying to make it in the industry. Totally get that. But we found that if we can focus our energies on agents that already, the career-minded agents or the career agents that have already kind of went through that struggle bunny process and come out the other end as being a, producing agent, it's just kind of a time saver to work with those agents. And they're absolutely accessible and you can absolutely, get their business. There's a way to do that. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So, well, kind of is. But so anyway, he said he had this agent that he was working with who was very kind to him, had a meeting with him, and he was in his 12-week follow-up process where, the way we do it is we do follow after we have a meeting with a producing agent that went well. We follow up once a week for 12 weeks, check in, and see if we can help him with anything. And he said this particular agent, he had followed up for 17 weeks, more than 12, because he always answered and he was always kind and, and so Lenny's question was, and he did note in there, he says, something to the effect of he was kind of falling into the friend zone a little bit and really wasn't maybe really asking for the business so pointedly as he should. So, but he was asking for suggestions. What should I do? Should I continue to follow up? Should I not? Or should I just, or should I be more direct in asking for the business? And, very genuine, good question to ask about the situation. So, and there was a lot of responses, and they were, both directions. People were saying, yeah, continue to follow up, be more direct. And others are saying, nah, move on, find somebody else who's going to fit better with you or whatever. I forgot to tell you too, and in Lenny's post, he said he did make a call on, I think it was week 17, and it was like one of the first times it ever went to voicemail. But on that voicemail, he says, "Hey, I just don't think maybe we're a good fit. So I wish you all the best, and maybe our paths will cross down the road." Something like that. And then he was having remorse over that. Like, should I have done that? What should I do here? So at any rate, where I wanted to go with this is here. A couple things I think, and this is just my opinion, so whatever it's worth, it ain't worth nothing, right? But I think that I think Lenny might have found himself a little bit in that friend zone, where he might not have been really just, we teach at the end of that phone call and that update, that Monday touch base call, you're saying, hey, is there anybody I can help you with this week? Right? Is there any pre-approvals I can help you with this week? Anybody you're working with? If they say no, we're bold enough to say, hey, that's no problem, man. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can I count on you for the next one? And if you do this for several weeks in a row, at some point, a real estate agent, if you're, touching base and you're checking in and making sure everything, seeing how their weekend went and that kind of thing, and asking for the business. And if you ask for it in this particular way, at some point when they have the chance to refer somebody out, they're going to think of you. They're going to say, I have promised Frank, so I do have this person I need to get pre-approved. I'm going to call Frank. It happens. It does. So I think maybe Lenny in this case might have found himself a little bit in the friend zone because he was having conversations, and it can get a little, sometimes we might think, well, maybe I might feel weird about always asking him for the business. Now we're kind of pals, right? So we're just having pal conversations. So I think that may have been happening. But and the other point too in his post is that he did, over that 17 weeks, he was keeping track of this agent through, whatever source, MMI or whatever, and noticing that he was closing buyer transactions and with what loan officer. And so he knew what was happening. He knew there was business out there, and he was getting, it just wasn't coming to Lenny. And so I think one of the best ways that we can help with this is by understanding exactly what we call our real-time referral program is, and making sure that we properly communicate what it is, how it works, and so that the real estate agent can understand, there's a benefit here to working with Frank or Lenny or you who's listening, because they have this really cool real-time referral program, and I understand how it works, and it makes total sense to me. So yeah, there's a benefit for me to, it's not a monetary benefit or anything like that, but so it's not a RESPA thing. It's just, the benefit is real simple. Is just that, in the real-time referral program, we have a way of making sure that we follow up with any buyers that we're working with, and we genuinely have a very methodical way of asking them if they know anybody that we can help, right? And by asking appropriately and consistently, we wind up picking referrals up from, a referral that we receive from an agent. So an agent referred us somebody, we appreciate it, we thank them. There's no money anywhere. And then when we get that referral and we do business with them, we're asking that referral on a consistent methodical way if they know anybody that we can help. And when we find someone, if that buyer says, yeah, I do actually have someone, my friend or my cousin, my brother, my work associate or whatever. And when we pick up that referral, now we're in a position to reciprocate and let that agent know, hey, remember these people you referred to me? Well, they've referred me and you this other person. So here's this other person's name and number. And the reason that came about is because we, on our end, as the originator, have a system in which we follow consistently and methodically, where we actually ask for it, throughout the whole process. And we find that it, typically results in getting a referral out of, we're working with a referral with a deal. We do our due diligence to try and get one out of them to refer back to our agent partner. And even if we don't, and they wind up in the past client database, well, then we continue to do so with them as well when they're in the past client database. But they're always connected to that referral partner in our minds, so that when we do get a referral from them, we can hand them back. So that's the real-time referral program. So in my opinion, and I don't know if Lenny had a grasp on the real-time referral program or clearly conveyed it to the referral partner and how it worked or anything like that. But I would say when it comes to, having an item of value, I just don't think there's anything more valuable to a real estate agent than a referral, right? Not a lead, not a bot lead. We can all do that all day long and chase internet leads, which I'm not a fan of. But when it comes to handing someone over to a real estate agent, a referred person, there's nothing better than that. You guys know that. I mean, that's how don't we all feel that way? When a real estate agent calls us up and says, hey, I have this person, I've already spoken to them. They're wherever they came from. Maybe they're a referral from somebody else or whatever the case may be, but they're the legitimate conversation that I had with a person who wants to work with me and wants to get pre-approved. I would like to refer them to you to see if you can help them with the loan. We always would much prefer that over anything else. And it goes the same way with them as well, right? 100%. They would much rather have a referral. Who wouldn't, right? But in order for us to get referrals, we have to ask for them, and we have to have a methodical, systematic way of doing it. We have to make sure that we do it in a consistent way. And that's what our real-time referral program is all about at Mortgage Marketing Animals. It doesn't cost any money. Nobody's paying anybody anything. Nobody's charging anybody anything. There's no monetary value. There's no presents or gifts or anything like that. It's just, you know what it is? It's just doing good business. And it's just being a wise salesperson and making sure we ask if there's a referral that we can help somebody. If anybody knows anybody that we can help them with, so that we wind up getting a referral that we can reciprocate back to our agent. It's just the same thing they do for us. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly legal for a real estate agent to refer a deal to a loan officer. What's illegal is that loan officer giving them a bottle of whiskey or giving some sort of monetary whatever for that. And, but, having the kindness to refer a buyer or seller back to a real estate agent is certainly okay. So at any rate, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that all of you guys knew that there is such a thing as the real-time referral program. And there is a systematic, methodical way to make sure that you're doing it properly. And it does work. It works very, very well. And it's, when you can present this to a referral partner, it makes all the difference in the world. This is a great value item when you get that. This is real famous reaction from, a real estate agent when you're a loan officer, seeing if you can meet with them or get to know them, maybe start to, enter into a relationship with them where they might be able to refer you some people. Oftentimes you'll get the old, well, I tell you what, I'll send you a referral when you send me a pre-approved buyer first, right? You send me a pre-approved person first. Very classic response, right? And I tell you, man, if we're going to be really honest between us and the real estate agent, which is the way that I break it down with them, I said, if we're going to be really honest, I think we all understand that, when buyers are making their intent known that they want to buy a home, they start looking at homes first. They just do. They, even if they're talking to a friend, hey, I think I'm going to buy a home, right? They've probably already been searching for homes. Okay. They've already been scouring for, the excitement is in the home, not in the loan. And so what winds up happening is because they're excited about the home, they just tend to, not all the time, but a vast majority of the time, home buyers wind up in the lap of the real estate agent before they wind up in the lap of the loan officer. It's just the way it is, because people aren't, it's easy to, when you're thinking about buying a home, you start looking at homes, right? And if you start looking at homes, you can easily go, oh, I want more information on that. Next thing you know, they're talking to a real estate agent. The real estate agent has them in their hands, right? It's just the nature of the beast, right? People don't think, well, we'll be looking for a home. I'm not going to look at any homes until I know what I can buy. It just doesn't work that way. You start looking at homes now. You just start seeing, well, what's out there? How much are they? Let me get my, and that's when they winding up in the hands of a real estate agent first. So my angle on it has always been, here's the deal. I mean, these buyers, they just tend to find their way to you first, right? They find their way to you first. It's just how it is. And you do a lot of work and a lot of marketing and make a lot of effort to be that one that they find first, right? And so you're doing your job and finding that interested person. That's what you do, and you're great at it. And that's why they wind up in your lap, right? But what I do is on the back end, if you're so kind as to refer someone to me to get them pre-approved, right? What I do on the back end once I have them in my system is I'm very dedicated to methodically and consistently and professionally, unobtrusively asking them for a referral throughout the entire process from the very first phone call to the very last, right? I have a method. It's called my Real Time Referral Program, where I'm continually seeing if they know anybody that needs, is looking to buy or sell or refinance, right? That's what I do. So I do that job for the both of us, Mr. or Mrs. Realtors. Like, I'm doing that part. Because if you ask a real estate agent, hey, as well as I do, the best time to ask somebody if they know anybody else who's looking to buy or sell is while they're in the process of buying or selling, because they've got their all things real estate radar blaring and they're talking to everybody about it. They're having conversations with everybody about it. So they know that, they totally understand that. And if you ask them when's the best time to ask for the business from a client while they're in the process of buying or selling or after, they would always say, well, the best time is while they're in the process, because they're thinking about it. They're talking to other people, and that's where they're going to find other people, right? But most real estate agents won't do it. I would say 99%, 99 out of 100. This is just a guess. I'm pulling that right out of the air, but I'll bet you 99 out of 100 real estate agents do not ask through the process. They don't. They wait to the very end. And even then, half the time they miss that, right? So if they know they've got you in their pocket, and if they know that you've made the commitment to make sure you ask through the entire process, then they know, okay, I've got a real team member here. These buyers are going to wind up in my lap, but I know when they get over to Frank, right, that if there's a chance of us finding another referral in there, Frank will probably find it, and then we'll be working on something else. So it becomes a real team thing. It becomes, a real honest item of value, a real honest item of value. So I would just say, if this interests you, and if you get it, if the lights went on for you, go, oh, this makes so much sense. But if you want to learn more, like, what is that process? What is that methodic, systematic process, right, of this real-time referral program? Then you just got to go to dailysuccessplan.com and schedule a time with the team. It's dailysuccessplan.com. Just go there, put in a little info, push the schedule button, somebody give you a call, get you on the calendar, and we'll walk you through it. We'll walk you through it and everything else that we offer at Marketing Animals. Mortgage Marketing Animals has so much to offer. This is just one little sliver of it. Do you know Mortgage Marketing Animals only cost $13.23 a day? $13.23 a day. I know the old cliche. You can't, if you stop having Starbucks, I'm not going to tell you stop having Starbucks because I love my Starbucks, right? Yeah. Don't stop having your Starbucks. But it does make the point. It's like, it's pretty inexpensive. And it's money that we liberally spend on many, many other things every other day that do nothing for us as far as generating referral business. So for only $13.23 a day, you become part of a great team, an incredible culture, a wealth of support and strategy, and just, gosh, it's so good. And the real-time referral program is certainly part of all of this. And so I would just say, go to dailysuccessplan.com when you can. If you're driving in the car, try to remember that, dailysuccessplan.com. Get home, jump on the computer, grab a time at the main office, learn what we got going on, and join us. $13.23 a day. Ain't nothing. But what you get out of it, remarkable. Amazing. So I'll let you go today. That's all I wanted to talk about. I just want to make sure you knew that it was there. It's available. It's a wonderful, wonderful value item. And by the way, this helps for, those whole, you're going to buy my Zillow leads with me. It moves us out of that world, right? It really does. It puts us into a different place. And hey, this might not be bright for every agent, but I tell you what, in my experience, the career agents that got business going on who don't spend any money on Zillow leads because they don't need to, those agents, the real-time referral program, this fits them. This makes sense to them. And they're like, I like that. Let's do that. And you can meet these agents, get to know them, and start to get business from them. But then you got to make sure you execute the plan, right? You got to make sure you do. You can't fail them on that. So anyway, go to dailysuccessplan.com, dailysuccessplan.com. We'll take care of you there. And join us at loanofficerbreakfastclub.com as well. And I'll get out of here. I'll shut my mouth and let you guys get back to what you're doing. You have a great one, and I'll catch up with you here next week on the Mortgage Loan Officer podcast, brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.